Hello, kia ora, koutou katoa. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Virgo, and or my Facebook page, if you've come across this on Facebook. So, this week, as always, I want to say thank you to everybody for the likes, shares, comments, thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. I do encourage you and invite you now, if you haven't subscribed, to do that now or at the end of the video. And I also want to say thank you to the donations that thank you for the donations that have come through from those of you who have made one. So as always, I super appreciate all of what I've just said, and the likes and the shares and comments and so forth as well, and the views. In general, basically. I kind of feel like there's something about this, because I want to say it again, but it's about, I'm kind of like, where are they going? Maybe some of you are not, thinking yourself a lot or much at all, if at all. It's just like there's this energy there, and Spirit are wanting to share with you to make sure that you appreciate yourself, or show yourself some appreciation by being kind to yourself, and as in speaking and or taking some time out for yourself. And it may be that you it may be that you shout yourself a massage, or shout yourself a coffee just on your own with friends, or think something like that, or taking some time out, because it's like and so just to step away from some things, and sometimes we just need a little bit of time out, just to shift our energy, just to have a chill out, and know that we can do that, for ourselves. And it's not about pushing this away or pushing that away or them away or whatever. It's just literally taking some time out, and as in self-care. So for some of you, it may be a massage, or going to get a beauty treatment. There's some of you that may be just simply going for a walk with friends, with mates, or taking the dog for a walk. And that may sound really simple, or it may be just going down to for some of you, it may be just going down the pub and playing on the pokies. And some of that may be your time out. Some of you, it may be, just going to the pub, or going to and having a wee drink with friends. And some of you, it may be going to play housey. And others of you, it may be, it's whatever it is, and some of you, it may be playing a board game with the children, but it's taking time out, but not so much with, it's just taking time out for you and shifting what it is that you want to do. Not necessarily, I think for a portion, some of you, that will be just to do something on your own with friends or something like that. And then I'm hearing for the others of you, because I'm just hearing doing, playing Scrabble or playing cards with the kids or family members, or blah, blah, blah. Doing something different like that can shift your energy, can and take you being more in the moment of you. So you're taking more knowledge, make more notice about what is going on around you, and acknowledging your needs as well as wants in that sort of way. It's kind of interesting. Okay. Now I'm just fiddling with the cards as we're going around here, so I'm just kind of wondering, where are they going? So I'm trying to, as you could get my camera to look to, not just to see me, but the cards as well. So, and putting things around. So I'm just experimenting with places in the room. So there's some sort of transformation and change where it's kind of like being seen as well, but seen to be heard, or heard to be seen, something like that. And that sort of in that way, it's but this, it's, and it's not coming from a needy space either. This is just coming from an acknowledgement space, but we have to do that ourselves first, by taking some time out to do it. So anyway, I'm going to the Tarot Starman deck first, Starman Tarot deck first. Actually, and I need to go, they've just reminded me I need to go back and step back a bit, and it's to just remind everybody that the messages that come through with these readings are general, so they may or may not resonate with you. And to check out what your other signs are saying for you. So if you don't know what your other signs are, there is a link in the description box below that will take you to a website that has a free calculator on it, and it will work it out for you. And so then you can understand, get an idea about what your other, what other signs, star signs or horoscope signs, astrology signs you are connected to, that kind of like, and so that's why I mention, and a lot of the other tarot readers that are out there, a lot of them do mention like checking out one of your other signs. So this is for Virgo, and Virgo may be in your sun, moon, maybe your sun, moon, rising, and or Venus sign in your chart, okay? So that's what I mean by that, okay? And it's quite amazing, when you check it out. And sometimes I do it and sometimes it just depends on what is happening around me. And, because this is what I do. I kind of get a lot of messages coming through for me too as well. So anyway, okay, let me see. The Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups for me, there's on an emotional level, but on a feeling, this is about emotions and feelings with the cups, eh? And so there may be some in relationships, and it's to do with, okay, where are they going? So in our intuition and creativity as well. So I'm feeling like it's the emotions and the feelings, it's around at the moment that may be coming up is around relationships and an emotional connection with yourself and with others as well. So that's pretty much what the cups is about. It's about, with all of that. But there seems to be, there's something about with the Seven of Cups. And that usually for me is about, putting out our dreams and our aspirations. And maybe you haven't been, some of you may have, maybe you haven't been doing that lately. Or maybe you have been, you've been in this funny little space, and it's like, and you've kind of like cut it, just not even bothered about it, because it's like, what's the use? This is not for all of you. And then but you may have still had some there, but it's been like reigniting them again. I feel like this is about, for those of you who are in that space, it's about reigniting them again and realizing that actually they are achievable, but we've got to make an effort to achieve them, to do them. And we've got to like put our energy out there. We've got to take some steps and some actions and like take a risk, as per se, but explore it is that is the other way they're saying it. And just to see how that goes, by doing the research and about what is going on, what do I need to do? Because 9 times out of 10 is like, and I know for myself and, and what Spirit is saying too, and observing others, and who it's like we get all gung ho, and we get so far, or with the idea, but it's like putting the energy or the time or the work into doing it and creating it, and that sort of thing can kind of like overwhelm us. And it's like, okay, just taking one step at a time, and not having any super major expectations that are like set in concrete that this is what it's got to be like. There's some sort of change in there, okay? So they're bringing in like keeping those dreams alive, okay, and using your imagination, because that's what the Seven of Cups is about, okay? He talks about in this deck, the affirmation that goes with this is, or the keywords that go with this, I use my imagination. So this is about allowing yourself to use your imagination to move through whatever, you've been, this journey that you've started to go on, or you're wanting to go on, and for some of you, you may not have started yet. It may be something that you've been wanting to go on, but you may have, you put one foot forward, but it's now taking the next step, okay, with this. So anyway, they're just kind of like, Spirit are just like taking a breath, swallowing and taking, it's like, in the sense it's like readying. So it's like not allowing yourself to step back too far, but it's just having that leap of faith and acknowledging your dreams. So I would encourage then, if so what I'm hearing is like, and they're encouraging you is to maybe do a vision board of some sort, or getting that vision out there. And it's not just about what do I want to do, be, give, and have in my life, but it's like, who do I want to do things with, give things to, and be in my life, and have in my life. Who do I want to have in my life? It's all those things, and and it's building a relationship with ourselves is first and foremost, is where they're coming from. That, so some of you may be working on that right now, and it's like, but I feel like they're just bringing it, so you can create your dreams. It's like, because I'm hearing like the other side of that is for some of you it's about like looking at your weaknesses and your strengths, but on saying that, it's like turning your weaknesses into strengths as well, or learning about what they are, and getting or recognizing and accepting that that's what it may be a weakness as such, but we can build on that. And sometimes we've got to bring other people in that can help us, because that's something that's not in our forte. So we're all good at certain things, but not everybody is good at it. Others are better at it than ourselves sometimes. So like for me, technology is not my thing, but I can get around doing certain things, but I know I'm going to have to get someone to build my website for me, that sort of thing. And others you might say, well, why don't you just do one on your own thing? And I said, well, and I'm thinking, well, yes, I have tried that, but it's like technology and me, it turns into something, it doesn't turn out how I would like it, and I get quite disheartened with it. Anyway, that word. And it's like, and it takes a lot of energy. So, and for someone like myself who doesn't really know what they're doing, and it's not, to go from one thing to another. Does that, some of you may compute with that. So, interesting, I said that word. So it's kind of like, so sometimes we need to be bringing in others to help us to figure it out as well. And so, and that's, with something, so there could be something like that, but it's like achieving, there's imagining, put your ideas, your thoughts, your imagination out there. But I'm seeing like dreams, and that you can accomplish them, but and not getting, getting like, it's like figuring out why you're not doing this and why you're not taking action with this and whatnot. So, and overcoming the emotional side of it with your feelings and that side of it to help you. It's like using that to help propel you forward in a way, okay? Because then we have the high priestess, and she's like, connected with the moon, but I also feel like she's she's showing me connecting with the water, because I'm seeing like not in the background there, I'm seeing that energy, the blue energy is water that's coming over and refreshing her as well in the blue light. So, she's about intuition, and she talks about here, I offer up the mysteries of life. So this is about you, going in and just being intuitive about where you're wanting to go into creating these in dreams, because they're there. But we've just got to listen. And sometimes the steps that, we get intuitively and going this way, that we don't fully, totally make sense to us, but explore that as well, because it'll be something that you can, information that you may need to know about something, or that group of people, or that group of, that where you're going to that shop, or that person, has something to say. It's just like, it's not throwing everything out of the basket or out there. It's just like, okay, popping it until it does make sense, okay? So sometimes it's, then somebody might throw an idea at you, and you're thinking, okay, I don't know if that's doable, but, like right now, maybe not ever, but it's like, okay, switching it around may not be right now, but it's something, and other people see different things about us as well. And so that's why they're sharing some ideas. So it's kind of like, we don't have to take them. We can just like pop them aside if it doesn't quite resonate with you. It's like, okay, yeah, well, that's that's not a dumb idea, but it's kind of not where I'm at. And it may be like where you're at right now, if at all, and that's okay. And then sometimes it's like there's ideas, but it's, okay, I'm not really there, but I'm going to keep that in mind. Does that make sense? And so there's all this, she talks about, I'm hearing about her intuition, and also she is connected to the moon as well, so it's like bringing all those energies in. So she will reveal all these secrets and mysteries that are there with us, within us, to draw them out so we can work through them, okay? and use them to our best, to our advantage. As a advantage, because it's like she's showing us what we need to move through and what we need to get the frack over, or whatever it is in that way, and or learn about and share with others at some point. It's whatever it is. Okay, I'm just going to move that there. I'm trying so you can see the cards kind of. I'm working on that. As I'm shifting things around. So it's kind of, okay, so I'm hearing like, yes, I'm working on that. That's cool. And I can hear some of you maybe even thinking that now. Okay, so Princess of Wands. Okay, so the Princess of Wands in this deck is is like the Page of Wands in other decks and a lot of the other decks. So she brings this energy of new beginnings. So she talks about, I ignite the impossible. Well, ignites the things that you think are impossible and we think that are impossible. And because this is about you, Virgo, I'm going to make it all about you. So she, she's saying that she will help you ignite what you deem to be the impossible. And also what is, others deem to be is the impossible. But overall, I ignite the impossible, whatever that means to you. So she brings this new energy of energy and action. Okay, so it's like there's a sense of being grounded, but with you, but it's maybe a bit too grounded where you're a little bit stuck with it's become stubborn grounded instead of like the grounded and what it was meant to be. It is about, correct up. So I totally get that. So anyway, and they're just bringing a lot of energy of, fun and laughter around you, because there's a sense of maybe you might have gone a little into this really serious sort of a mode, and it's like, and that's okay for a little bit, but it's maybe you're just really super, continuing it. But I feel like some of you's just gone in there because it's like you're a little bit shy or a little bit frightened or you're a little bit, about, what can come of this if you shift and change. Oh, I'm going to take this one. If you shift and change from what you are doing now, or what you know to be, to do, and it's okay, it's safe, and but it's moving. Something is moving and something is shifting. Okay, so then we have the Four of Wands. Oh, more action. Okay, more movement. So they bring in this new beginning. So that's cool. Four of Wands talks about, what did we just talk about? I just like. This one here, this card. So I enroll others in the strength of my vision. So I feel like in a lot of the other, in some of the other decks I've got, there's a picture or a view of, as you can see around here, like there's, there's you holding someone, there's people that are around and somebody is walking alongside them, okay? Holding hands, but there is somebody else in the background as well. And that is helping. So not just, the physical are helping, but spiritual as well. We've just got to let them get in there and help us and listen, which is, they're talking to us through our intuition, and through our feelings and our emotions as well. But, psychically, they're talking to us, they're communicating. And then like the moon and the high priestess, they're there, their energy is there, is to like, and like when you listen or feel the moon flows as the ebbs and the lows of the energy, as well as like, and they have the waves go in and out and the tides change. And if we go with the flow of that, where, it's kind of like, it's not always, fun and laughter what comes, but it's like we move through something. So this is allowing yourself to move through. So anyway, which is bringing back, there are people there. They're just saying there is people there who are there to support you. But it's like you're the one that's at the end of the day that's got to support yourself by making the movement, the choice. But just know, because in this one there is usually, if in the other decks, if I remember rightly, there is, there's some sort of achievement that's coming. But then there's, as well that's coming, or that there's to help you along the way, basically. Okay, that's where I'm going. There is support there. Okay, but then so allowing people to support you along the way if they're wanting to help you, help you out and in some sort of way, but it's like there are people there that will follow you, but not necessarily just follow you, but understand you, that will come to you with, it could be like for work, business, but just people around you as well, and like friends and family. and others that you don't really even know of, basically, as well. This is about you shining your light. Okay. Oops. Okay, this one. I'm going to take this one. Okay, because we've got the Queen of Wands. Okay. I kind of feel like that's you in a way. Even all, all of these are you in a way, but it's like, this is like the Queen of Wands brings this energy, because she is like, I gracefully take center stage, and it's like, wow. So she's bringing in this energy to help you move. All these cards is like showing you that, yes, moving towards taking center stage of whatever it is that you're doing, and putting yourself out there, trusting in yourself, basically, and bringing in that passion, that and sharing that passion, because that's what's going to be like coming to this. It's like drawing people to you, but obviously you're going to be doing that with love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, and adventure, and this is, and just sharing, but not without expectations of it's just putting your energy out there, and people will be drawn to you, I feel, to help you on your way, or to support you. And it could be through way of, of being a customer or a client. It could be, just, some you meet a new group of friends, or you're in a new group of a circle of people, or whatever it is. It could be your job. It could be, there's something, a shift in there, but it's like, a shift in you that's to do with in there, whatever, but there's some sort of new movement, and even with family. But in whatever way you read this, there's definitely something moving towards creating your dream. So she brings this in this beautiful energy of taking center stage. So, and this is about her, going in and standing in her passion, basically, and fully knowing what her purpose is with this, with whatever, not with the project or the phase that she's going, or whatever you're doing now. Okay, knowing what the light, because it's about not just about life purpose, but it's about whatever. It's that too, but it's it's the other purposes we have in life that that are connected to our a life purpose, you could say. We have many different gifts and abilities that serve us well for a purpose, and whatever it is that's that's taking you which path you're going down, or taking you down the path. There's this is about stepping into the center stage as well, and basically, I take center stage. Wow. And okay, so there may be something to do with death, a change. It means that you're going to maybe have to make some changes, okay, and allow these changes to come through. So in your life, so it's like, so you'll be more walking your walk and talking your talk, and I can hear so like minimization and maximization in certain things, but it's about finding that balance as well. But I do feel like with this death card, you may feel like something, as you're releasing something as well, that it might feel like a death or grief in a way, because of what you know to be is not what it is now. Okay, it served a purpose back then, and whatever it is, it's like you've moved through that lifetime, or that life journey, or whatever it is, relationship, or way of being, job or business, whatever that is, thinking outside of marriage, friendship, it's like something, it's like this is about you releasing that, so you can move into this next phase, basically. And so that's where the death comes. So something is that. So is a new beginning. Yay! So I know this too shall pass. Okay. Of that feeling of that way, because it's often, and I remember, because it could be something like, even like, with me, when I moved out here to Ngaruahia from Hamilton, it's not that far away, but it was like far away enough from my grandchildren, and it's like, whoa, and it kind of like, oh my God, what happened? So, but anyway, so it's even that sort of processing. It's like, But then they came back to me, and just trusting that the universe has got something in there, you know, in the background brewing up, working out where it would turn out all right. So in my situation, it's like, for me, I knew I had to, there was some transition coming, and it was physical as well as, you know, to do with, you know, with the movement. Wasn't just about the emotional side, but it was that too, and the connection to my grandchildren, and, you know, and my daughter, and blah blah blah. I mean, it was just down the road, for goodness sakes, but it was long enough to, you know, and it meant that I wasn't going to be able to connect with them in the way that I usually do. So it's kind of like, wow. And it's like, oh. So anyway, I did this, I had to process that. And when I came out here to live out here, it was all meant to be. And I know that because there were things that I needed to do without them being in my energy. And then if they were in my energy around that time, I would have, you know, been, I would have procrastinated in a way, or I could have, not saying I would have, but I needed that space to set myself up. And it was perfect. And that sort of thing. And it's, you know, and it's like, you know, and it was perfect. And I kind of knew that, but I went through this period of time, which I did know about, but it's like, even though we do know it, we're still going through that processing. But then, you know, like 6 months later, you know, they bought out here as well. So, or they changed their address out here as well. So it's kind of like when then the kids have come, you know, just down the road. So it kind of worked out for me in that way. But it's about, so the grief or that feeling of loss, you know, or whatever it is, of change in that transition, it's just that transition. So what used to be is not, has moved, and it's grown into to be what it is, you know, what ended up being then and what it is now. So we're always moving and transitioning, and sometimes it could be like, for some of you, the shift from a job of, you know, that sense of security into a new business that you're building, or a business that you have been working on and it's starting to grow, but there's that transitional place into there of that trust and that sort of thing. Much the same as kind of what I did, but it could be for some of you, you know, moving home. You may be, you know, selling up and moving your, you know, and decreasing or your home if you're an older age group, you know, retirement age group in that sense. Or, you know, it may be that you are, you know, expanding your family, so the home that you know, blah, blah, blah. But it's kind of like, so there's maybe some sort of transitioning like that. And it could be that your children are moving out of home, or some of your children, you know, one of them may be moving out of home. So it could be in that sense too, but it's now time for you to move on and do whatever it is that you're doing as well, in that sense. So it's kind of like, and it's and so for me, it was, you know, it panned out well. Couldn't have been any more perfect. And that, so it's looking at it from, okay, the universe is there to help us. So then the last two, is the Eight of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles that came out together. So the Eight of Swords is about, you know, getting out of our head and you know, basically they're saying, you know, this is about you staying out of your head. So talks about, you know, I use what restricts me, but it's like, so use what restricts you to empower you, basically. So it's like, this is about you setting yourself free and knowing that actually that time that's, you know, that's there. It's like having a look at, you know, what is going on around you. And also I'm hearing in the background what you're missing out on to you know, to cut all those things that are going on in your head out of your head. So this is overthinking and that sort of, but which is restricting you, or these limiting belief patterns and fears and thoughts like we were just talking about, which restricts you. Okay, could be restricting you. So then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So there's I give a wealth of seeding ideas. So there's a transitional period where there's some new ideas that are coming through for you, and it's maybe that you're not starting to like take those ideas more so seriously now, and transitioning into you know, letting them be the thing that helps you grow in every which way. Okay, taking them and letting them grow, because that's moving into the future. Beautiful. With the Pentacles, you know, like financially, so, you know, with whatever you're doing, it's for me, it's clear that some of you, it's around, could be mostly around, for most of you, it's around money or business, job, career sort of situation, but also around, you know, that it's about that shift and that change in relationships as well, or whatever it is. It's got something to do about, you know, this, you know, feeling, you know, knowing that things are going to be secure in the future if you take this move, or when you, or as you move, and that sort of thing. But, you know, like with everything, there's going to be, like, you know, wonky bits, and, you know, then, you know, smooth sailing, but it's just learning to adapt and roll with it and figure it out, okay, and trust. Anyway, I'm going to leave that there with you now, amazing Virgoians, Virgo. My amazing, you know, team, spiritual team, and the energies of the my intergalactic and multi-universal, multi-dimensional energies of the universe, and also the energy of Virgo. We leave you with lots of love, peace, harmony, joy, excitement, adventure, and prosperity and abundance. Okay, bye for now.